Long before we used paper money, people used things like seashells. This brilliant Algonquin nation would make beads called wampum out of seashells. When Europeans arrived, the Algonquins often traded with them using the wampum as money. The wampum was an excellent choice for currency because it was hard.
Good money is hard? We should use my gummy bears. They've been in my pockets for weeks. Oh, ow!
No. When I say hard, I mean it's hard to get or create. The gummy bears aren't just a terrible idea because they're gross.
Hey!
But they're a terrible idea because they're way too easy to make.
Well, what's stopping the Algonquin people from just making 1,000,000 beads?
Only a limited number of shells show up on the ocean floor each year.
I got one!
And each wampum bead was crafted by hand, which took a lot of time and skill. So when a Hanu trades his furs for beads, his hard work of hunting is being represented by something equally hard. Money that's hard to make keeps its value.
What about gold?
A good idea. Gold is rare and hard to mine, but because gold was heavy and hard to carry, government started using paper money that represented gold stored in a big vault.
Oh, like a coupon where you redeem $5 of paper money for $5 of gold.
Exactly! The government couldn't print more money without mining more gold, and it worked great! People built wealth. Society thrived.
Paper money makes so much sense.
But then governments became greedy, and instead of making the same amount of paper money as gold, they just started printing new money out of thin air.
Paper money makes no sense.
People worked their whole lives saving paper money, only to lose everything to inflation when the government made creating money easy. When money is easy to make, society begins to break.
I understand now. When you cheat to create new money, it makes everyone else's money worth less.
When the money becomes worth less, you need to use more money to buy the same things. That's called inflation. The Federal Reserve has printed so much money since it was started in 1913, the dollar is now worth only 5% of what it was back then. Pardon moi. That means that if $1 could buy you 10 beautiful lollipops in 1913, that same dollar could only buy half of one lollipop in your time.
Inflation is so cruel.
In the early 2000s, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe increased the money supply, causing hyperinflation. Right now, one United States dollar is worth about 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars.
I have $10 I earned selling corn dogs. Here, take it. Then you'll have $10 trillion and you'll be rich.
That's nice of you, but that 10 trillion won't get me very far when a loaf of bread now costs 5 trillion.
$5 trillion for a loaf of bread?
I understand that it sounds like a lot of money, and the government knows it sounds like a lot. That's why they keep printing it, as a quick fix. But it only makes things worse in the long run. By the time the new printed money gets to the poor population, the prices are already so high, the money can hardly pay for anything.
How do we make money that's easy to carry but hard to create?
Well, one solution is Bitcoin. Back in 2008, I became fed up with government money, with the corruption, the manipulation, so I created a digital currency.
Money you keep on a computer, right?
Exactly. Digital money that can be sent directly from one person to another without any bank or government involved. And the best part? It's hard money.
The guy who dissed my gummy bears thinks computer money is hard. It's the hardest money ever invented!
Bitcoin is very hard to make more of. Each new coin gets added to the supply only after a computer works very hard to solve a math problem.
Okay, but if it's on a computer, can't I just copy and paste?
Not with Bitcoin. You see, there's a public record of every Bitcoin ever created. It's called the blockchain. It's like a puzzle, and each Bitcoin has its own unique shape. And because everyone has a copy of the public record, if someone tries to fake a Bitcoin, it won't fit the puzzle and will be rejected by the network before anyone can use it. And unlike dollars, which can be printed endlessly, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. It's almost impossible to inflate.
Bitcoin is decentralized, which means no one group controls it. And because no one controls it, no one can corrupt it.
If no one controls Bitcoin, how can you make tons more of it? You know, like for wars and bailing out bankers. Important stuff.
You can't. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. So the value of your Bitcoin can't be stolen through inflation. Over the last 10 years, the dollar has lost 49% of its value to inflation, while the value of Bitcoin has grown significantly.
Oh yeah, the Bitcoin Lyle sent us a while ago is even more valuable now.
But remember, Bitcoin's a new kind of money that most people don't own yet, so its value still goes up and down in the short term, so...
Treat it like a long-term savings account, not a get-rich-quick scheme.
We know.
You are learning.